Another very important law that we have to recognize is called the Lenz law. Do you remember that I never mentioned why there was a minus sign present in Faraday's law? Well, this is the reason. Lenz law says the sense of the EMF induced by the time-varying magnetic flux is such that any current it produces tends to set up a magnetic field that opposes the change in the original magnetic field. Lenz law is a consequence of the conservation of energy, and it explains why there is a minus sign in Faraday's law. So think about it. The EMF that is induced by the time-varying flux is such that any current that is produced is opposite to what the change is in the original magnetic field. If this was not true, then what we would have is a perpetual machine, a perpetual generator. The induced electric currents, if they were the same direction as the motion that caused them, the motion will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes by. But that's actually not what happens. So Lenz law says that induced electric currents act such that they oppose the motion that caused them in the first place. So in Faraday's law, the flux through a loop can change three ways. One, you can change the size of the loop. Two, you can change the strength of the magnetic field. Three, you can change the orientation of the loop. The direction of the induced current, which is the same as the direction of the EMF, will either be clockwise or anti-clockwise in the loop. And Lenz law will give its direction. So the sign that is in Faraday's law is such that the minus sign will tell us the polarity of the EMF. The induced EMF in the coil will always give rise to a current whose magnetic field, the magnetic field of the current that is set up, opposes the change in the magnetic flux that produced it. So the B field of the current, the B field that the current produces, and the original B field that produced the current will be opposite to each other, so that eventually both of them will go to zero. Otherwise, if they were both in the same direction, the B fields will keep increasing and increasing and increasing, which as we know, would never happen.